Hey everyone, it's Michael, GoosebumpsFan. I hope you're doing well today. Of course, I just finished up the entire Give Yourself Goosebumps GYG Choose Your Own Adventure series, and I did the ranking videos, the big worst to best of the stories and the worst to best of the covers, and I thought I would take a small break for a few days in the sense of trying to break off into something a little bit more simple before I jump back into Series 2000 and kind of space the books out just a little bit. Not a whole lot, just a little bit. I'm still going to be reading and uploading probably every day, God willing, assuming everything goes according to plan in my life. But with all that being said, I have a review here for another of the another of the Goosebumps Presents TV books, and these basically are novelizations of the scripts of the TV episodes that were based on the R.L. Stine books from the typically classic series of Goosebumps, the OG 62. This one right here is number 8 of the TV books. Be careful what you wish for. Of course, these books also are like 60 pages long. They're very thin books, about 60 pages long. They also have about 8 pages of colored photos in them from the actual show, having stills in there. And a lot of the time those photos spoil the actual book. This one is no different. It basically spoils everything in here. And it starts halfway through the book, where they start showing you all the pictures and photos and stuff in color. I'll show those to you, and I'll avoid the spoiler pages. But it's not the best quality photos. This is one that's pretty blurry for a lot of them. Be careful what you wish for is not really a good book. I kind of don't like it that much as a book, as the covers, either of the original covers that came out, the Tim Jacobus reissue or the original cover. I've never been a big fan of Be Careful What You Wish For. It's not my thing. And the episode itself is really kind of goofy and wacky and kind of dull too. I wasn't a big fan of it when I reviewed it here on the channel. Of course, I reviewed both the book and the episode, in case you're curious and would like to check out those reviews. Anyway, this is not written by R.L. Stine. Just in case you guys didn't know, the TV books typically are not. The name is in the front of the book. It's adapted by Jane E. Gerver from the teleplay by Charles Laser, based on the novel by R.L. Stine. The novel wasn't that good, the episode wasn't that good, but what was the script like? This is a great example of one that I think the script did a better idea of taking the concept of the novel, the original novel, and doing it a little bit sharper, in my opinion. But not that much sharp. It's not like a great read or an amazing read, and it's basically what the title is. These kind of Be Careful What You Wish For types of stories are so overdone, in kids media especially, with Goosebumps or just anything. It doesn't even have to be horror related. It can be any kind of kids show like Ed, Edd and Eddy or anything, and you're going to have an episode somewhere in there that somebody wishes for something and always backfires on them. Literally, there's a show that is entirely based around this called Fairly Odd Parents. That is the most extreme example I can give you of almost every single episode being a wish backfiring on Timmy Turner. Great show, just repetitive in that sense, but still funny, still cool, a nice Butch Hartman type show. Anyway, Be Careful What You Wish For. Not a fan of most of what we have of this version of this thing, but I will say this, I think I like this TV book. From hindsight, I think I like this TV book novelization more than I like the episode and the original book. Now, the performance of Clarissa, which is the chick we'll talk about in a moment, she's really good in the episode. I don't remember almost anything about the book. I deleted a lot of the stuff of the book from my brain because I'm not a fan of Be Careful What You Wish For. I think it's an overdone type of story concept over and over again. Let's get to the actual story, though. You have a girl named Samantha Bird, who is nicknamed Bird because she's the tallest girl in her class and in her basketball team. And she is a basketball player. She's probably the worst player on her team. She just can't get good at all. And one day when she's at practice, she happens to go wandering over, I think, to some bleachers or something. And she sees a black charm on some kind of, it's like some kind of black charm pendant on an actual necklace. She takes it with her and decides, if it's somebody else's, they'll come looking for it, I'll give it back. But otherwise, I'm going to keep it for myself. She happens to be walking out one day, walking home, I assume, I think is what I read, and she happens to run into a lady who she tries to avoid, not bump into, and they still bump into each other. They step the exact same way, smacked into each other. And out of embarrassment, she apologizes. She and this lady, who's named Clarissa, who's dressed up in like a fur coat with like feathers on the neck of the coat and all that, seems kind of like a fortune teller kind of dressing, if you've seen that at carnivals and all that. She's dressed up like that a little bit, and they kind of connect in a friendly way compared to the episode, compared to the original book. It doesn't seem like it's as sinister overall, and the performance doesn't seem more like this. The performance of Clarissa in the episode of the show seems to be hammed up because of the director, because of the actor, to be a little bit more of like riding the line about being friendly, being sinister or whatever. This Clarissa seems like she's genuinely trying to help our main character, Samantha Bird, and I kind of like that. That works better to me, and I think overall the writing of this was better. She tells Samantha Bird, since she returned her necklace, that she'll give her 3 wishes. But you have to be very careful what you wish for, as the title says, because every single wish Samantha could wish backfires on her in the worst way, and it can be something really simple that's completely misworded in the most unfair ways. But the thing I complain about here that I think I complained about in the episode and the book, the original book, was that the wish logic doesn't make sense. Almost at all in this book. You have 3 wishes, but she ends up making like 4 or 5, you know, because of some weird nonsensical joke. You can take back wishes. It's stupid. It's really stupid. I'm not a fan of this kind of story because of that kind of logic to break the rules or whatever. It's just not good. I don't blame Jane, who wrote this book. She's just adapting it. She's just adapting the story from the script the way she was told to do. I will say this, however. I like this probably better than the book, the original book, and the episode. Like I said, it's nothing great. It's fine. It kind of gets annoying later on because of a certain choice that happens with a bully character, and yes, Samantha Bird is bullied quite a bit. One of the choices done with the bully character later on is not that great, in my opinion. It kind of drags the book down just a little bit. But overall, I don't hate Be Careful What You Wish For as a TV book. It's probably the better rendition of the story done by Stein or Goosebumps or whoever. But overall, I think that the writing style from Jane Gerver is fairly decent when it comes to mimicking that R.L. Stein Goosebumps way of storytelling. It feels like Stein wrote this, and that's really what counts when it comes to Goosebumps, in my opinion. Even if you're doing like a comic book series, it should feel like Stein wrote those characters. It should feel like that kind of sense of storytelling. The writing, the dynamic, the dialogue, the character stories. It should have best friend characters or brother and sister characters that are either close or kind of an opposite. Something like that to really feel like the typical familiarity we all feel with Stein stories. That works, and I think it works here as well from the writing from Jane Gerver. Not a great read, but a decent read. Nothing special, nothing to write home about, and again, kind of annoying with the final parts of the book involving the bully character and what happens to them. But it's fine for what it is. It's kind of a small-scale adventure in a small town type of thing. Not too bad. Not really horrible. Just nothing special. Really what I would call a straight-up filler book. A lot of people refer to a lot of GYG, or GYG. I just read a lot of Goosebumps books. Give yourself goosebumps, as a matter of fact. I have that phrase stuck in my head, GYG, to shorten it. So forgive me for that. Anyway, I've read a lot of Goosebumps books. And I think quite a few of them are just what's called a filler book by the audience because they fill in the gaps between the really great ones or the really good ones, and these are kind of the mediocre ones. This is what I would call this book, a straight-up mediocre read overall. Then again, the color pages, why would you spoil the story halfway through the book? You spoil everything after it. It's crazy. Why would you do that? Every kid reading this book is going to get ruined and then feel like they wasted their time for a book that's not that great to begin with, if they even read this one. Who even read Be Careful What You Wish For when you were a kid? Who even cared about this story? I didn't. Anyway, there's a picture of Clarissa, by the way, and there's Samantha. Overall, when it comes to Goosebumps Presents TV book number 8, Be Careful What You Wish For, not a big fan of this one, but I do think it's slightly better than the TV episode and the book of the old back-in-the-day R.L. Stein classic series, the OG 62. If I had to rate it on a 5-star basis, I think I'd give it like a, maybe a 3 out of 5. Kind of a low 3 out of 5, though. It's nothing really great at all. Kind of a very low-tier Goosebumps book for me. Nothing special at all. I'm currently reading another TV book. I will have a review out for that, hopefully. Maybe I can record it today. I don't know if it'll be uploaded today, but I'll try to get it recorded today and uploaded for you guys. We'll see what happens. But overall, I have quite a few things I'd like to get done. I have some cleaning around the house. I need to go run the vacuum for a little bit. So I don't know if I'll finish this other book today. I'm about halfway through it. We'll see what happens, though. Anyway, I'll have a review up for you guys soon, maybe tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow. I don't see anything happening in my schedule that could prevent me from reviewing the next couple of days before the weekend, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. God bless you all. What do you think about the TV book series? Do you like these? Do you hate them? Do you think there are certain ones, like this book, and Completionist and I talked about this recently when I was talking with him in a comment, there are certain TV books I think are better than the episodes and the books. this happens to be one of them. It doesn't happen very often, but sometimes it happens with them, and it happened here, which was bizarre. I don't think it's going to happen with My Hairiest Adventure, though, whenever I get around to that. Not really looking forward to reading that one. I really kind of just want to put it off and not really go near it. I kind of want to act like it doesn't exist, but I plan on ranking all of the TV books, from the stories to the covers and all that. We'll see. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. God bless you all, and goodbye.